I never planned on leaving Earth. I certainly never planned on confessing my love to an alien caretaker while stuck light years from home. And I definitely didn't plan on a wedding ceremony prepared by a species whose understanding of romance came from archived human sitcoms. But life has a way of laughing at plans. It started on the Ark Station Valora 9, a research platform orbiting a gas giant the color of molten gold. I had been sent as a human technician, hired to repair the graviton stabilizer. Easy job, good pay. Simple. Except nothing is simple when the alien caretaker assigned to guide you is Alira, a tall, silver-skinned being with luminous eyes and a voice like soft rain on metal. She wasn't supposed to have a personality. Caretakers were meant to be efficient, neutral, and focus solely on maintenance and the comfort of visitors. But Alira, she had curiosity, humor. She would watch me work and tilt her head, fascinated by how humans used hands for everything. Her favorite hobby became asking me questions, thousands of them, about Earth, emotions, and human relationships. Then came the day I made the joke, and everything spun wildly out of control. Beginning. Alira hovered beside me, her energy-woven gown shifting like colors in oil. Human technician, your heart rate is elevated, she observed. Are you unwell? No, I sighed, tightening a bolt. Just tired.
And stressed.
And single, forever single, apparently. Alira blinked. You desire a mate? I laughed. Big mistake.
Sure.
I mean, maybe I should just marry you. You're more attentive than any human I've dated. It was a joke. A stupid, tired joke. But Alira froze. Then a soft glow pulsed across her cheeks, her species' version of a blush. I accept, she said. I dropped the wrench. Accept what? Your mating proposal. It wasn't a proposal. She blinked again. Humans joke about love often, but your tone registered sincerity. It was sarcastic. It was affectionate sarcasm, she countered, proud of her analysis. Alira, no. But she had already activated a hologram panel, sending off a formal declaration to the station's central intelligence, requesting binding union preparation between human technician Elias Reeve and caretaker Alira Prime. I scrambled to stop it, but the message shot through faster than I could grab her wrist. Why did you do that? She looked genuinely confused. You expressed interest, and I am programmed to ensure visitor satisfaction. If companionship eases your stress, I will gladly fulfill the role. That's not. Humans don't. Marriage isn't a stress relief service. She tilted her head again. On your planet, it frequently causes stress. I am offering a more optimized experience. I groaned into my hands, but the situation was already spiraling. The Valora 9 station processed a request as an urgent compatibility match and transferred our profiles to something called the Union Bureau. The Bureau, apparently, took these things very seriously. By the next morning, the entire station believed I had proposed marriage. And the caretaker, my caretaker, was proudly preparing the ceremony. I tried to explain the misunderstanding. I truly did. But every attempt only made things worse. Day 1. Miscommunication and madness. Alira followed me everywhere, humming softly as she crafted decorations out of bioluminescent vines. I'm not getting married, I told her for the 100th time. Understood, she said. Relief washed through me. Then she added, "You prefer a longer engagement. I have adjusted the schedule."
No.
Not that. But she handed me a hologram list. Wedding ritual components, human alien hybrid ceremony. I nearly fainted. Alira, we're not getting married because I joked about love. She thought for a moment. Humor is an expression of comfort and connection. If you did not feel affection toward me, you would not joke so openly. That's not how humor works. More head tilting. Explain. How could I? Her culture didn't have joking. Sarcasm was incomprehensible. They didn't tease, they didn't do irony, and they absolutely didn't understand casual flirtation. To them, words carried absolute weight. And so my accidental proposal had become a binding treaty. Day 2. The Bureau interferes. A representative of the Union Bureau, an enormous, fluffy, six-legged creature named Thrax, arrived at my quarters carrying a mate readiness evaluation. "So," Thrax rumbled, "you have chosen Alira as your life partner. Excellent genetic contrast. Very poetic. I didn't choose anyone."
Ah.
Human pre-ceremony denial. Traditional. It's not denial, it's accurate. "You are progressing beautifully," Thrax said, scribbling notes. Alira stood behind him, glowing with excitement. I wanted to sink into the floor. By the end of the day, Thrax had taken my measurements for ceremonial attire, interviewed me about my emotional readiness, and suggested I write vows. I tried to escape the station, but the exit protocols denied my departure. Apparently, union candidates must not abandon their prospective partners. I was trapped in a cosmic marriage machine. Day 3. Alira tries to understand. Late that night, Alira approached me while I sat by the observation window, staring at the swirling golden clouds of the gas giant below. "You are distressed," she said softly. "I didn't want any of this," I said, exhaustion sinking into me. "You misunderstood. Humans marry for love. Deep love. Not because someone joked." She sat beside me, folding her hands. "Love is choosing someone repeatedly, even when logic says otherwise. I have studied your media thoroughly. You can't study it. You have to feel it." "I feel drawn to you," she whispered. "You speak to me like I am more than a caretaker. You laugh with me. You share your frustrations, your dreams, your loneliness." I looked at her. Her glowing eyes flickered in a way I had never seen. "This is new to me," she confessed. "But when you said you could marry me, even in jest, I felt something expand inside. Something warm. Is that not the beginning of your love?" My throat tightened.
I didn't know what to say.
Yes, it started as a joke. But spending days around her, feeling her sincerity, her curiosity, her desire to understand me, something had shifted. Something I didn't want to admit. "I don't want you to feel forced," I murmured. "No force," she said. "Only choice. And I choose you." The ceremony preparation Alira worked tirelessly. She decorated the central hall with floating crystal lights that pulsed to the rhythm of our heartbeats. She created a walkway of shimmering petals that levitated 2 inches above the ground. She even studied human wedding cries and rehearsed the phrase, "I promise to cherish your fragile organic form." "Close enough," Thrax supervised, nearly sobbing with joy at the grand interspecies harmony. I felt like the universe had shoved me into a romantic comedy I didn't understand. But the strangest part? Every time I saw Alira working so diligently, so earnestly, something inside me warmed. This was more effort and care than anyone had shown me in years. By the night before the ceremony, I was no longer sure what I wanted, or what I feared. Ending. The wedding day, the ceremony hall glowed softly as I entered. My suit, tailored by six-legged fashion experts, fit surprisingly well. Alira stood at the center, her gown woven of starlight threads, her eyes shimmering like liquid silver. The moment she saw me, her cheeks flushed with that luminescent glow. "You came," she whispered. I breathed. "You are allowed to refuse union," she said gently. "I would not bind you against your will." I stepped closer. "Alira, when I joked about love, I didn't understand what that word could mean here. But you showed me something else. Something real. You tried so hard to understand me, to make me feel valued. You didn't treat my emotions as an inconvenience." Her eyes widened. "I was terrified," I admitted. Terrified of commitment. Terrified of being misunderstood. But you listened. You cared. And part of me wants to choose you too." Alira trembled. "Elias, is this acceptance?" I reached out, taking her shimmering hand in mine. "This time," I said softly, "I'm not joking." Her entire body lit with cascading color, joy, overwhelming and bright. Thrax let out a booming cheer. The lights dimmed. The floating petals whirled around us like a galaxy in motion. And as the station's central intelligence began reciting the ancient vows of the Aliran species, Alira leaned closer. Her voice quivered with emotion she never knew she had. "I promise to learn the language of your heart," she said. "And I promise to teach you everything it says," I replied. When our hands intertwined, a luminous wave surged outward, sealing the bond in a way only their species could. Warmth filled the hall. Warmth filled me. And just like that, I became the first human to marry an alien caretaker. Not because of an accident, not because of a joke, but because in a place far from home, I found someone who made the universe feel smaller and my loneliness feel less heavy. Alira smiled, radiant and breathtaking. "Elias," she whispered, "may this union be our shared adventure." I smiled back. "It already is." And together, hand in glowing hand, we stepped into a future neither of us could have imagined.